And in today's episode of Deal or No Deal, it's the same thing over and over again. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having an amazing start to your week. Today is Monday, March 30th, 10:37 a.m. here in Texas. I'm visiting. I'm normally in Arizona. Nonetheless, I wanted to update you guys quickly on what we know so far that's moving the market and also what to expect this week. I really hope that you learned something new, and if you do, all we ask you to do is drop a thumbs up on this video and don't forget to subscribe, as I would love to keep you up to date. With that being said, the NASDAQ market is slightly in the green, but as you saw, we saw a quick shift during the overnight hours. As soon as they opened, futures were in the red. The NASDAQ market was in the red, but have no fear because Trump's tweets are here. Like clockwork, every single either Sunday night or Monday morning before the markets open, he sends out a tweet to move markets, and NASDAQ ends up recovering to up to nearly 1% in the green. What exactly did Trump say? I don't know why it's doing this. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull it up this way. Is it under this? Nope. My goodness. Why does it always do this? You got one job, brother. One job. There it goes. I think it's working out. The United States is in serious discussion with a new and more reasonable regime to end our military operations in Iran. This is sent directly by Trump. Again, this was in the morning before markets opened, pre-market. Shortly after, we get an update. Iran has announced that it will strike the residences of U.S. and Israel officials in the Middle East, which now considers legitimate targets. So, deal or no deal? Who do we believe? I think the markets markets are obviously still reacting to Trump's updates. No question about it. As markets want there to be a de-escalation. But how many times are we going to allow this manipulation to happen before we kind of learn from these fake outs? It sounds crazy, and trust me, I'm on the U.S. side. Obviously, no question, I live here. With that being said, it is becoming less believable that there's been any de-escalations made. It really just seems, again, just the timing. Always on a Monday, always before markets open, supposedly a deal is happening. But Iran always sends the opposite. No, we're going to target now Israel and U.S. officials. That is not a de-escalation. That is an escalation. And it seems like, again, tensions are only rising. But yet, markets are still in the green for now, right? What do we have in store this week? Tuesday, JOLTS, which are job openings. Consumer confidence report on Tuesday as well. Wednesday, we have ADP non-farm payrolls, retail sales, and then we have ISM manufacturing PMI, all reporting on Wednesday. Then Thursday, we have initial claims and continuing claims like it normally does every Thursday. And then on Friday, we have non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate. Good Friday, U.S. stock market is closed. Just want to make sure that you are aware. Just a few moments ago, Jerome Powell went live at Harvard, and he answered not just the host's questions, but he also commented based off of a series of questions that were asked by the audience. And Jerome Powell said that tariffs could add an additional 0.5% to 1% to inflation. We are now going through an energy crisis, and Powell is still focused on tariff and inflation. Remember, this is with tariffs of what it's expected to add, not oil. And if tensions continue to escalate in the Middle East, oil prices will only continue to go up, and it will be, again, this is just my opinion, but I believe oil will continue to be single-handedly the biggest contributor to our increasing inflation rate, at least in the short term, in up and coming months. Because again, the more that we pay at the pump month over month, the more that inflation will go up when it comes down to our overall CPI data report. But with that being said, again, if there is a de-escalation and there actually is truth in any of the updates that Trump is being sent, what are you buying the dip on? We have Microsoft down 34%, Meta down 31%, Tesla down 25%, Google 20%, Amazon 20%, Nvidia 19%, and Apple 12%. Again, I'm all for talking about the short term, but we also have to shed light on the big picture, long term investments. Again, a lot of you guys aren't necessarily trading every single day, and it's probably more in your benefit to focus on long term plays. Do you have a plan in place? Do you know what stocks you plan to buy the dip on, when and how much before markets begin to recover, or if markets begin to recover? What are you doing to actually take advantage of this possible opportunity? Or do you see more downturn before an actual reversal presents itself? Again, these are all genuine questions you should be asking. No one can predict the future. I can have an opinion, someone else can have another, but guess what? We're all here playing the same game. But one thing that we know is that markets always do end up recovering. The simple question to ask yourself is, can you tolerate the time that it will take for markets to recover? So again, don't be super aggressive with the way you buy the dip, knowing that things can get worse before they get better. And again, these are concepts that we talk about every day within our LPP live trading session. So if markets end up going down intraday, yes, of course, our team will be focused on shorting it. But if markets do begin to uptick, I'm all for going long if direction ends up being clear enough. But as of right now, again, when we look at the larger time frame, it looks like markets are trying to find a support. But with the uncertainty of what's already being presented when it comes down to more escalations in the Middle East, remember, all it takes is more attacks. More attacks inject more uncertainty, more fear. When more fear presents itself, markets drop lower. But if we get a tweet or potential proof of an actual de-escalation, then again, markets have every reason to recover and oil prices are likely to drop. So again, I'll do my part in keeping you guys up to date. Just wanted to make sure that you were aware of what was moving markets today. So again, if you ever want to tune on into our live trading sessions, it's the second link in the description down below. Every day, right at market open, you get to watch me trade the markets live, and I also answer your questions in real time. If this is something that you want to experience as a complete beginner, just take 2 minutes, click the second link in the description down below, and learn a little bit more about our LPP team and see if it's a good fit for you. Appreciate your time, like always. Let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.